If you were watching on YouTube and the feed went down and then you changed your device, I think we're back up on YouTube. I think that's a thing.
Yeah, it'll be a new video.
New video. Internet's funky. Here we go. Spring and Line brought to you by Sprague Urban Hiking while looking into his neighbor's windows. You creeper.
Well, I don't look in their windows. I said I look in the backyard to see what they got going on. How's the landscape? What kind of toys do they have in the backyard?
Looking for toys.
I'm looking for adult toys. Yes, I am.
Spring and Line brought to you by Urban Hiking because that's the only hobby Sprague can afford after placing all of his bets. That's all you got, man. Just going for walks.
I am so depressed with picking games that, I'm throwing these out today, and I don't have any confidence to pick them.
This is your weekend, man. Spring and Line brought to you by the station audio dropping for some people. I wish mine would drop when Sprague makes a pick.
It's about 8 pockets in different little metro areas that I've noted, gonna lose the station here.
Here it goes. Spring and Line brought to you by restaurant connoisseur Schultze, critiquing the Olive Garden, but saying McDonald's is a 10 out of 10 burger is actually worse than a Sprague pick.
Wait a minute.
You said the McDonald's 10 out of 10, but Olive Garden doesn't do it for you?
I think he's trying to say it's a top 10 burger.
Top 10.
I said McDonald's double cheeseburger is a top 10 burger.
All of burgerdom.
All the world?
Just in America. No.
In America?
You can't find 10 burgers better than the double
referring
cheeseburger?
to fast food. However,
we're bending the rules here a lot.
I'm moving the goalpost.
Well, we were also talking about the Olive Garden and then different.
I can't name 10 fast food burger restaurants.
I don't know if I can
Shake
either.
Shack, In-N-Out, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's. I'm blanking. Carl's Jr. Hardee's.
Burgerville.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, in the country?
Yeah, if you're going country.
That's 6.
Did you say Sonic?
Oh, that's a good one.
Sonic. Okay.
Yeah, we're starting to get down. There are a lot more. You just can't think of them off the top of your head.
Did I say Shake Shack yet?
I think you did. I think I heard a Shake Shack in there.
What's the one in Texas?
Five Guys? Is Five Guys national?
Five Guys.
Whataburger. That's what you're thinking.
Whataburger. There's 9.
There's 9. We got one more.
The 10th one. Oh, yeah, this is tough.
I mean, the point is, I don't know if being top 10 in that category is impressive.
White Castle.
They're not national.
Not national.
We don't have one. Washington doesn't have one.
Dunkin' Donuts is considered national, and we don't have one.
Well, they can piss off. If you're not on the West Coast, you ain't national. This ain't the sports scene. It's not just the East Coast.
One more. Spring and
the Vegas White Castle's atrocious.
It is. Don't go there.
We went there. I'd never been more excited, and it was the worst,
absolute worst
purchase I've ever had in my life.
Hungover. The burgers were just not good.
No.
Spring and Line brought to you by the Seahawks. Just like Sprague, they try and lure you in with the possibility of a Big Johnson and then ultimately
points.
Dude, you wouldn't be shocked if they only had a field goal. 2 drives, 1 was a punt. You end up with a field goal. I wouldn't be shocked by that at all.
Oh, I'm not going to be
They only scored 10 points in the first half against Houston last week. Kansas City's defense is better.
Sure. I'm not shocked if it's 3-3. I'm also not shocked if it's 14 all after the first quarter. I'm not quite. Next week, I'm probably going to be in fade him territory where I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah. Not quite there yet?
I'm not quite there. I have no enthusiasm for my picks.
Okay.
I'll take Baltimore makes no sense with that many points. I want Mahomes, so I'll just fade myself.
Schulte, you want to throw a pick out?
Fading myself.
This is a ballsy one. I know we don't really go by units, but I'm just taking the Lions straight up. I'm going
straight up.
I'm going no cover. I do think they're going to win.
This is a controversial. You're part-time on this show for us, so I'm allowing this, but we usually don't do money line bets. Otherwise, people
That's okay. That's okay.
I'll allow this one as such a big underdog, though. Niners money line, I wouldn't allow. But Lions money line, if you want to do that.
You're telling me it's easy. You would take an easier pick for me to say Lions plus 7.5.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it harder.
No.
I get it.
I like the ballsy pick. I'm just saying when we've done this in the past, we've had to get away from money line because
I understand.
Allowing that gets hey, I'll take Bama money line against Southwestern Louisiana State.
Favorites should be out. You can't do favorites.
No,
I love the ballsy pick that you're going
I'm an underdog guy.
Yeah.
It's a big move.
I'm not going to try and come in with a minus 900 pick, you guys.
How big is your unit?
Let's go. My unit is $7, so let's do a 3-unit play on that one.
3-unit play.
$21.
3 unit.
21 bucks. Ooh, that's a nice little payout.
That's a good pick.
All right, pick number 2 for me. I too like the over in Kansas City and Baltimore. It's at 44 right now. I not necessarily needing to be a shootout, but you tell me it's 28-24, something like that. I don't know. These quarterbacks are too good. I know they have good defenses, but I'm going to trust the quarterbacks, and I think you get kind of an explosion of points late as the game opens up a little bit, maybe a slow start, high-scoring second half. That's a pretty low number for me, and I'm going to take the over in Kansas City, Baltimore.
I will fade one of Swag's picks.
There you go.
Taking the over, 51.5.
Detroit, San Francisco. Okay.
Detroit, San Francisco. That is a massive number. I have done nothing but fail on over-unders all year. I legitimately think I'm 1 for 33. I think they could score here. I think San Francisco's defense is good, but their rush defense isn't stout. They had no pressure on Love last week. I think Detroit's offensive line is the same level as Green Bay's. I think they got playmakers. I'm shaky with Jared Goff in this kind of spot, but I'll take it. I think they can get some points. I think the Niners can get to close to 30, so that in itself, I will take the over 51.5.
All right, Schultz, you got anything else you want to throw out?
Yeah, the over 44.5 on the Chiefs-Ravens game. I think that's going way over.
Does it concern you that everybody loves that and that number isn't like that high? Is that concerning at all to you guys?
It's always concerning for sure.
Is it a 2017 game, right? Like there's some big moments, but like maybe failed red zone execution, costly fumble by somebody. So like no advantage there in scoring. I'm not picking. I don't know if I'm picking it, but like it's interesting. Everybody seems to love this over.
Yeah, there is always a fear there. It seems to be a really trendy pick this week.
Seems like a no-brainer too. 44.5 is not a big number for those two offenses.
27-20. I mean, that's a regular scoring game and I think the numbers on Mahomes and Jackson when they've met in the regular season, the over is hit in the 3 of the 4 games that they played.
Yeah.
So a little bit different playoffs, but I get all that. But I don't think weather's supposed to be a factor in Baltimore this weekend.
No, but maybe Vegas is just throwing it out there as like a FU trap because they know that there are going to be more 3s than 7s.
It could be. Both defenses are really good, man. Yeah. Last pick for me, I don't feel confident in this one. I didn't know really where else to go. I like your over pick in Detroit and San Francisco. If I was going to bet that, I would go that side.
Make sure it's 51.5, by the way.
I believe it is. I just looked on DraftKings.
Yeah, 51.
I'm going to die on the hill, though. I think the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. I think they have been all year. I know last week was concerning, but the weather's not going to be a factor this weekend, so Little Hands Purdy won't have a problem there. And I think the Lions, look, they're a great story, and winning at home has been a lot of fun. It's been one of the best atmospheres in the playoffs. Going on the road to San Francisco, I don't care how many Lions fans are there. It's just a different beast. And so I think the Niners, I think it's a tight back-and-forth game. Niners going to score late, maybe win the game by 10. I'm going to take San Francisco. I've been waiting all week for the line to go down. When I do bet it, I will buy a point to get it down to 6.5. But for spreading the line purposes, I will take San Francisco minus 7.5.
I'm not betting this pick, so to just be really honest,
Jeff Russ comes in during the break, shares his hot takes. That's a walk. That's a walk.
And I'd be like, hey, did you ever do it? He goes, I used to walk 5-6 miles with my daughter. I'm like, that's a hike. That is a hike. If you have to go over 3 miles, it's a hike. Now, is it an urban hike or just a hike? That's a different thing.
Oh, man. Well, what are we talking about on Monday?
I think we're talking about the Ravens breaking through, Lamar being drafted, and in his draft day interview saying, I'm bringing a Super Bowl to Baltimore.
He did say that.
And I think we're talking about San Francisco having some real questionable decisions, but eking out the NFC title game against Man Campbell.
Another uncomfortable win.
So here we go, Baltimore, San Francisco, Super Bowl, and the colors for the Super Bowl logo will, for the fourth year in a row, be predictive of the teams we get because it's red and purple this year.
I've seen those graphs like 3-4 years in a row. They've gotten it right.
It was red and green last year. It was yellow and orange the year before.
That's
all
wild.
scripted.
There was a moment. Did you see the viral video? I don't know if it's even viral, but there's a video floating around of the 49ers and what they've done when they've lost games this year. Have you seen that?
What do you mean?
So the Niners have lost, I believe they lost 4 games in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken there. 3 of the 4, they scored 17 points. Mm-hmm. When the Niners scored 17 points in a loss, which happened in 3 of their 4 games, the starting quarterback for the other team immediately was lost for the rest of the season. They scored 17 and lost to the Browns. Deshaun Watson done for the year. They scored 17 and lost in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles. Whoa. And what was the third? There was a third. Who else did they lose to and score 17?
Bad losses on that team.
There was a third one. Who the hell was the third one? I have to go back and look. But somebody joked that the Ravens loss that they had, the Niners scored 19 in that game. Why did they score 19 in that game? Because the official tripped Lamar Jackson Joe Burrow. Thank you. They lost to Cincinnati, and then Joe Burrow got hurt the next week, done for the year. And everybody thought Cincinnati was back at that point. They lost to the Ravens, but they scored 19 because the official tripped Lamar Jackson in the end zone. If not for that safety, the Ravens would have scored 17, or the Niners would have scored 17 points in that loss as well. Somebody claimed that the ref was a time traveler who came back to save Lamar Jackson.
Is that like supposed to mean anything, or is it a random stat?
It was just one of those random things of like they scored 17 and then the starting quarterback got hurt in the very next week for the rest of the season.
Yeah, or is San Francisco really physical? Is there a Stanford effect to San Francisco?
Yeah, I think we're talking about Patrick Mahomes is the greatest of all time, and he did it again. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
And a rematch of the Super Bowl from, what was that, 2019? Is that Chiefs-Niners? Is that 19?
Yeah, 19.
19.
I just hope we're coming in Monday talking about, man, we had great football games this weekend to talk about. What happens if we get blowouts?
Hopefully they're close, man. I'm with you there. That will do it for us. If you missed any of the show, you can go check the Service Patriots podcast at 1080thefan.com, at Dirt and Sprague on Twitter, at 1080thefan. We'll tweet it out as soon as we're done here. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts, the Odyssey app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever. We are there. And thanks, everybody, for watching, as always, on YouTube. I know we had the video cut short and had to start another one, but make sure you like it if you can and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the football this weekend, everybody. We will talk to you Monday at 6 a.m. Calling us next. You're listening to 1080 The Fan.
St. Mary's is a huge favorite out west. I'm Joe Ostrowski here to help you beat the books with BetQL. St. Mary's hosts Pacific tonight, and the Gales are a big 27-point home favorite. The BetQL motto is laying it. St. Mary's minus 27 is a 5-star best bet. They project this number at 31.5. I'm Joe Ostrowski. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL and BetMGM apps today.
January is no time for the same old meals. HelloFresh is here to kickstart 2024 with enticing flavors and fresh ingredients paired with easy-to-follow recipes and delivered to your door. They'll keep your taste buds guessing with their most expansive